Joining us today is Dr. Justin Moss, the Extension Turfgrass Specialist. And Dr. Moss, we're going to talk about weeds in our lawn. Now, I want to preface this that sometimes people do like weeds in their lawn, henbit dandelions, because they can be very pleasing to the eye also.
Not only that, attraction to pollinators, bees, things like that.
Right.
So yeah, just leave it be.
So if you want to leave it be, that's perfectly okay. But some people do prefer the more manicured look. And today we're looking at two specific weeds in particular, the wild onions and the wild garlic. Can you help us differentiate those and identify those?
Sure. So wild onion, wild garlic, very prolific in Oklahoma in the fall and spring. And we really notice them a lot in the springtime as, you know, spring is in the air, things are starting to green up, and these things pop out of the ground. They kind of look like a grass or something out there. You're not sure what
like
it is.
little tufts of grass.
Yeah.
So this is one that we were talking about. Is this onion or garlic?
So this one actually is wild garlic. And one easy way to tell is just to take a leaf of it and break it off and look at it, and you can see it's kind of hollow looking in there. Mm-hmm. So. And we probably need a magnifying glass for this small one here, but if you were to look at that, it's actually hollow inside. And
they both have a pretty pungent smell to them. So
pretty pungent.
If you were to mow this, you're going to have that
you
smell.
Can smell it. It smells great.
Yeah.
and if we were to dig this up and take a look at it, there's a bulb underground. And so it's a really easy way to identify it is just, okay, I look at the leaf, it's a hollow leaf, and I pull it up, dig it up, and there's bulbs. That's going to be wild garlic.
Okay, so this is wild garlic.
Yep.
What is wild onion?
Wild onion, easily confused with wild garlic. And maybe a lot of people thought that what we're looking at, they call it wild onion, but actually that's wild garlic. And so over here actually is some wild onion. And what's neat about it is its leaf is a little bit more grass-like. And so you can take it, and it's a more flattened leaf where the garlic is more rounded. And if I were to break this one, it's not hollow. Mm-hmm. It's really flat and full. No holes inside of there. But very similar, if I dig this up, I've got a bulb in there. It looks, you know, if I'm just looking at the bulb part, the underground part, they almost look identical. And really it's these leaves which can really tell the story. So
they spread by bulbs. Are those controlled as well as some of your other weeds with pre-emergence?
Those bulbs are pretty tough, and so if they are there in the soil and you put down pre-emergent herbicides on your lawn, these things are pretty tough where they're probably going to survive and come right on up in the springtime or the fall even. And so not really effective with pre-emergence, but we can, if we want to get rid of them. Okay. We have a couple options. One, we have some herbicide options, and so we can actually spray the yard if we want to. What we have to be careful about is usually we have Bermuda grass here in Oklahoma, Bermuda grass lawns, and they're dormant in the early spring, and then as it starts to warm up, the soil temperature goes up, they start to green up, and eventually turn all the way green, right? And so there's things that are safe to spray when it's brown Bermuda, things that are safe to spray when it's all the way green Bermuda, but that transition period's a little tricky.
And so, you never know exactly when that transition's going to happen.
That's right. And so it's just kind of going around scouting. If you see any green Bermuda, and maybe you got some brown Bermuda, but some green mixed in, you can apply like a glyphosate or Roundup type product that will take out wild onion and wild garlic. But if there's green Bermuda, it will also take out green Bermuda. Okay. So you got to be careful there.
Right. So what do we do if we've already got our Bermuda grass that's greened up for the season? Is there a way to treat it, or is that too late?
Yeah, there's a couple of herbicide options. One is Mazaquin or Image, which is like a nut sedge type killer, I guess you would say. Okay. And it's safe to spray on Bermuda lawns, and it also has activity against wild onion and wild garlic. Okay. But again, either you have to spray it when the Bermuda is completely dormant or completely greened up and healthy. That transition period, be careful. And then we've got broadleaf weed killers like 3-way products that contain 2,4-D dicamba MCPP. Those products you can use it when the Bermuda is dormant or all the way green.
So you just want to be leery of that transition period because it's new Bermuda.
And that's what makes this one tough, is because we're always, when this one's up and you notice it, like we see it, It's usually in that transition time, and so
Okay.
that's when it's a little scary. So maybe instead of herbicides, maybe we do something else.
Okay, well, so these are a cool season. So first
These
of
are
all,
cool season,
we
yeah.
only have to worry about these in the spring and
All
in the fall.
spring, that's it.
Okay, so if we don't want to treat them because they are in that transition period, we're worried about our
Yeah.
Bermuda grass, what's another option that we could do with these?
Well, we could come in and mow them down, but they're going to keep growing. It's not actually going to kill them, but it keeps them from going to seed.
Okay.
But even better than that is we can actually take these wild onions and dig them up, cook them up, and eat them. How about that?
Why not? I
Why
say we grab some and make a lunch out of it.
Hey, or breakfast, mix it with eggs is very popular. So wild onions and eggs, it's a great dish. A lot of our Native American friends, my heritage is Native American, it's pretty popular at this time of year, springtime, to have wild onion cookouts and things like that. Where, yeah, just go gather a lot, cook them up, and everybody's happy.
Excellent. Well, thank you for sharing with us, Dr. Moss.
You're welcome. My pleasure.
We hope you enjoyed this video. It's part of our Oklahoma Gardening YouTube channel. You can also find even more videos on our OK Gardening Classics YouTube channel. And join us on social media for great gardening tips, photos, and discussion.